Okay, guys, in the previous class, I explained a little bit about elasticity of demand. I did not write anything about it here in my previous class. Elasticity of demand is sensitivity of demand. We know that demand of a commodity may change because of change in any demand determinant, whether it is consumer's income or price of the commodity itself, or it is population of the market, or it is change in prices of related goods or change in taste and preferences of consumers. All these affect demand. Elasticity of demand is nothing but it is responsiveness or sensitivity of demand. When I say responsiveness means whether demand responds to change in any demand determinant or not. That is called elasticity of demand. So suppose today price of potato is rupees 20 per kg. I hope guys you all are listening me very carefully. Suppose today price of potato is rupees 20 per kg and at that price total demand in a particular market of potato is 1000 kgs, right? This is price of potato and this is quantity demanded of potato. The price is in rupees and quantity demanded of potato is in kgs. At price 20, demand is let's say 1000 kgs. Now later price of potato becomes rupees 25 per kg. And because of that, demand of potato becomes 700 kgs. So here because of change in price, demand of potato has changed. It means because of change in price of potato, demand of potato has responded. Demand of potato has responded to change in price, and because of that, it became 700 kgs from 1000 kgs. Or we can also say, looking at this data, that demand of potato is sensitive to change in price. And that sensitivity or responsiveness of demand of potato actually is elasticity of demand of potato. Have you understood what I said, guys? Have you understood this? Manvi, Aditya, Mahi, have you understood this? Amatullah, Anish, Priyansh, Shubhi, Tahir, have you understood this or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, elasticity of demand is a tool in economics that measures responsiveness or sensitivity of demand of a commodity upon change in a demand determinant. Like in my this example, demand determinant was price. So because of change in price from rupees 20 per kg to rupees 25 per kg, demand has also changed from 1000 kgs to 700 kgs. It means demand has responded to change in price or demand is sensitive to change in price. On the other hand, guys, if there is no change in demand of potato, even when it price rises, then we say that there is no elasticity of demand of potato as far as price of potato is concerned. Means there is no elasticity of demand in the demand of potato. Means demand is insensitive to change in price of potato at all, or demand does not respond to change in price. As you can see it here, demand has not responded. Demand is as it was earlier. Earlier also it was 1000 kgs. Now also, even when price rose to rupees 25 per kg, still it is rupees 1000. Still it is 1000 kgs. Are you getting my point or not, guys? I'm asking all. So I hope, guys, you have understood what is elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is nothing but it is a tool in economics that measures responsiveness or sensitivity of demand of a commodity upon change in a demand determinant. So what is the demand determinant that I taken here in my this example is price of the commodity itself. And what is the commodity? Commodity is potato. And its demand I have written here. So when it is so, it means there is no elasticity in demand of potato as far as price of potato is concerned. Have you got this, guys, or not? I'm asking all. Or we can say that demand of potato is insensitive to its price. That is, whether price rises or price falls, demand does not respond. Demand does not show any sensitivity to change in price. It means demand is absolutely inelastic. And if the case is like this, that when price rises from 20 to 25, demand becomes 700, and when price falls from 25 to 15, demand becomes 1300. It means demand of potato has elasticity. Elasticity for what? Elasticity for price of potato. Because with change in price, demand of potato is also changing. With change in price, demand of potato is also changing. It means demand of potato responds or shows a sensitivity towards change in its own price. Is it clear to all or not? I'm asking Manveer, have you got this? So guys, those who are online like Priyan, Shubhi, Anish, Amadullah and Tahir, have you all understood this or not?
Yes.
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 Sir.
Elasticity of demand is expressed as ED, that is elasticity of demand. Now, the next title that we have here under elasticity of demand is types of elasticity of demand. So the first one here is price elasticity of demand. So price elasticity of demand measures responsiveness or sensitivity of demand of a commodity. I repeat, price elasticity of demand measures responsiveness or sensitivity of demand of a commodity upon change in its own price. And that is the reason why we call it price elasticity of demand. So, whose price we are talking about is the price of the commodity itself. So, it is a tool that measures responsiveness or sensitivity of demand of a commodity upon change in its own price. Have you got this, guys, or not? I'm asking, have you all understood this? If yes, guys, note down this much. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So here ED measures the change in quantity demanded of a commodity upon change in its own price. Note down this much, guys, and then we go ahead. Price elasticity of demand. The first one is percentage or proportionate method. So as the name is in this method, guys, we measure percentage change in demand of a commodity, if any, upon percentage change in its own price. So in this method, price elastic demand is measured in percentage. So price elasticity of demand, that is ED here, is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity upon percentage change in price of the commodity. The formula is percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity upon percentage change in price of the commodity. Right, guys? Okay, let's understand this with an example. Let's understand these calculations with an example. Let's say price of potato is rupees 20 per kg, and at this price, total demand of potato in a particular market is 1000 kgs. With rise in its price from 22 rupees 25 per kg, now total demand of potato in the same market has become 700 kgs. We know that price of a commodity and its demand are inversely related. When price rises, demand falls. When price falls, demand rises. And that is what is happening here. So this we already know. We already know the inverse relationship through the law of demand. Law of demand actually tells us about inverse relationship between price of a commodity and its demand. What we do under elasticity of demand is actually we measure price elasticity of demand using this formula. Right now, how to apply this formula on this data to calculate price elasticity of demand that I'm explaining you now. So first you have to calculate the numerator, that is percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity, and then you have to calculate denominator, that is percentage change in price of the commodity. To calculate percentage change of anything, we must first calculate absolute change in that. So absolute change in quantity demanded is new quantity minus old quantity. So our new quantity is 700 minus old quantity is 1000, that is minus 300. Now to calculate percentage change in quantity demanded, we take absolute change, which we have already calculated as minus 300, divided by old quantity, because change is always calculated from the old one. If you say that your height this year has increased by 3 centimeters, it means earlier it was lesser than 3 centimeters. So you calculated the change from the old quantity, from the old height. And that is the reason in denominator here we take old quantity. Since we have to calculate this in percentage, that is why we take here 100. So in my this example, absolute change in quantity demanded is minus 300. This I will take here. Divide by old quantity is 1000 into 100. Right? This gives us minus 30 percentage. So percentage change in quantity demanded is minus 30. I am removing the percentage sign because it is already there in the formula. So this minus 30 is what? It is not absolute change in quantity demanded of potato, but it is percentage change in quantity demanded of potato. Is it clear, guys, or not? All have you got this or not? We started it today only.
Yes, sir.
Raj Bhai Sahab, what happened? Have you understood this, Manvi? Sure. Shubhi, Anish, Mansha, Priyansh, Amatullah, are you getting this, guys, or not?
Sir, why should the absolute change in quantity demanded should be negative? We can just
Because
minus it in the
because
like
because the
1000
new
minus.
one is 700 and old one is 1000. Suppose in the year 2022 your height was 155 centimeter, for example, and in the year 2023 it has become 160 centimeter. So by how much your height has changed? If I ask you what is the change in your height, what will you say? Earlier it was 155 centimeters. Now it has become 160 centimeters. What is the change, Tahir?
Sir, so it should be plus 5, no?
Plus 5, right? How you did that? You took the new one minus old one. The new one is 160 centimeters, old was 155. So it is 5. The same thing I have done here. New one is 700, old quantity demanded was 1000. And this is how
Okay,
the
so
change is minus 300. Got this now, Tahir?
sir, sir, if the price would have fallen, the quantity would have been in positive.
Sorry, your voice is very low, Tahir. Can you please be louder?
If the price of potato would fall, so then the quantity demanded would have rise.
Very right. But here it has not happened. What happened here is that here there is rise in price, and because of that, quantity demanded has fallen. And because
Okay,
of
sir.
that, it is coming in negative. Am I clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boलिए. You were saying something, guys, this side? ठीक है बोलिए नहीं अगर price if price is falling then demand will rise then it will be in then absolute change would be in positive, correct? So guys, the same way we'll calculate percentage change in price. We have calculated the numerator of this formula. We have calculated percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity, which is minus 30, right? Now percentage change in price. For that also we will first calculate percentage change in price, sorry, absolute change in price, which is new price minus old price. New price is 25, old price is 20. So now the absolute change in price is 5. Percentage change in price would be absolute change in price divided by old price into 100. Absolute change in price is 5. Old price was 20 into 100, that is 25. Have you understood guys this or not? इसको रख दो अंदर प्लीज उसको मत निकाला करो बार बार डू नॉट टेक इट आउट आई एम आस्किंग guys all have you all understood this or not?
Yes, sir.
So ED here would be percentage change in quantity demanded, which is minus 30 divided by percentage change in price, that is 25%, means minus 6 by 5, that is minus 1.2. Percentage change in quantity demanded is minus 30 divided by percentage change in price is 25, which is positive change, means price has risen, and this is a negative, means demand has fallen. So ED here is minus 1.2. Am I clear guys or not? I'm asking all. Okay, let's take another example, guys. Let's say price is 20, where quantity demanded of potato is 1000, and later price has become 15, and because of that, quantity demanded has become 1400. So here, if we calculate percentage change in quantity demanded, for that we will take absolute change. Absolute change is 1400 minus 1000, that is 400. Divide by old quantity, that is 1000, into 100, that is 40. It means quantity demanded of potato has risen by 40%. Is it clear? We always do what? New minus old. The same thing I have done here. Divide by old, that is 1000 into 100. Right? And percentage change in price is absolute change in price. That is new price minus old price, which is minus 5, divided by old price, that is 20, into 100. So this is how much? Minus 25. So ED in this case would be percentage change in quantity demanded, that is 40, divided by percentage change in price, that is minus 25, means 8 by minus 5, means minus 1.6. Is it clear guys or not? I'm asking all. Those who
Yes,
are
sir.
online, have you understood this guys? Everyone? Anish,
Yes,
Mansha,
sir.
Priyansh, Shubhi, Amadullah, Tahir. So guys, what we now observe the data carefully. Here, demand fell because of rise in price. ED came here, ED was negative. Here quantity demand has risen because of fall in price. But here also ED is negative. So ED would always be negative. This is what you must understand, guys. ED would always be negative because of inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. When one falls, that is when there is negative change in one, there would be positive change in other. So either your denominator will have negative sign or your numerator will have negative sign as it is here. And because of that, ED for sure always would be negative. And why it is negative? It is because of inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Are you understanding this, guys, or not? And because of this relationship only, demand curve of all normal goods is also called negatively sloped demand curve. Why do we call it negatively sloped? Because of negative relation, that is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. When one falls, other rises. When one rises, other falls. So there would be fall in one out of price and quantity demanded, and because of that, there would be negative sign either in numerator or in denominator. I hope you're understanding it well, guys. Yes or no? I'm asking you guys. Have you all got this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me write this, the last statement as of now, and then I will allow you to note down everything. So what I just explained that I have only written here, guys. Note that ED for all normal goods is always negative. It is because of negative or inverse relationship between price of a commodity and its demand. That is, when price rises, demand falls. That is, demand goes negative. And when price falls, means when price goes negative, demand rises. Since the price elasticity of demand method is nothing but it is a proportion of or fraction of change in percentage change in quantity demanded and percent change in price. And because of that, we will have negative sign either in numerator or in denominator. And because of that, ED for all normal goods would always be negative. I hope you all have got this, guys. Demand, हाँ डिमांड क्यों फॉल हो रही है बिकॉज प्राइस बढ़ रहा है demand when demand rises then demand would be in positive but price would be in negative. Why demand is rising? Because price is falling, not low. Price is falling, and when price falls, it means what? Price is going negative. Earlier price was 20, now it has become 15. So price has gone positive or negative? Negative. Earlier it was 20, now it is 15. तो प्राइस क्या हो गया? नेगेटिव में चला गया. इसलिए ईडी हमारा नेगेटिव में आ जाएगा और प्राइस जब बढ़ेगा तो डिमांड कम हो जाएगी. दैट टाइम डिमांड इज गोइंग नेगेटिव. So because of that, again, ED would be negative. Right, guys? So I'm done till here. You can start noting it down from here. From here. In case you have any question, any doubt at any point of time, you can ask, guys. Do not hesitate to ask anything. So have you noted down this much, guys, all?
Sir, can you go on top a little bit?
Okay, guys, listen to me all. Before we go ahead, absolute change in quantity demanded is expressed as delta Q. This is the sign of delta, guys. So it is delta Q. And absolute change in price is delta P. Delta means absolute change. So done, guys, with this. Should I go ahead? I'm asking those who are online, guys.
Yes.
Mansha, Anish, Tahir, Ahmadullah, Priyansh, Shubhi.
Yes, sir.
Complete this fast, guys, all. You come here. And not you. I'm talking to Manveer. Now listen to me one more thing. Since ED for all normal goods is always negative, and that is why while expressing it, we can ignore negative sign. So either I can write it as minus 1.2 or simply 1.2. Have you got me? Add this in your notebooks. The changes what I have done here. So when I say ED of a commodity, of a normal commodity is 1.2, mathematically it is minus 1.2. The same here, I can write it as minus 1.6 or simply 1.6. Because we know that ED for all normal goods would always be negative. And that is why we may ignore putting negative sign. So as far as expression of ED is concerned, listen to me all carefully. We can express it without negative sign. But when you have to use this ED in any mathematical calculation, you should not forget to put minus sign before it. If you do the calculations without minus sign, your answer would be wrong. I hope you understood me, guys. So guys, the statements which I just wrote here have already been explained to you. So I think guys, you all are done with this. Now let's see example number 3. Demand of apples at a price of rupees 50 per kg was 1200 kgs per day in a particular market. With rise in its price to rupees 100 per kg, its demand fell down to 240 kgs per day. We have to calculate price elasticity of demand of apples using percentage method, right? So let's first present the data given to us here. So this is price of apples in rupees per kg, and this is its quantity demanded in kgs per day. At price 50, it was 1200 kgs, and at price 100, it has become 240 kgs. So percentage change in price of apples is absolute change. That is new price minus old price. New price is 100, old price was 50. This is absolute change divided by old price which was 50 into 100 for percentage. So 100 minus 50 is 50. 50 divided by 50 into 100 means 100 percentage. Means price of apples has risen by, it has risen by 100 percentage. I hope you have got this, guys. Percentage change in quantity demanded of apples is absolute change in quantity demanded of apples. That is new quantity minus old quantity. So 240 minus 1200 divided by old quantity 1200 into 100. 240 minus 1200 is minus 960 divided by 1200 into 100. That is minus 80. It means quantity demanded of apples has fallen by 80 percentage. Am I clear, guys, or not? I'm asking all. Have you understood
Sir,
this much
don't
of
we have to put percentage symbol there?
Yes, sir.
sorry, Mansha?
Don't we have to put percentage symbol there?
No, because percentage is already there in it. We are calling it percentage change in quantity demanded. That is why we should not put the percentage sign here. In the formula itself, there is
Yes, sir.
percentage. You cannot say percentage change in quantity demanded is 80%. Yeah, you can say change in quantity demanded is 80%. Or you can say percentage change in quantity demanded is minus 80. Have you got me now?
Yes, sir.
So ED is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. That is minus 0.8 or 0.8. Have you got this all? I'm asking guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So guys, start noting it down from here. Priyan, Mansha and Anish log in with accounts credentials immediately after this session. We are done with this today's session, right? We will continue this in our next class, which would be on Tuesday. Yes, guys. So are you all done with this?